Hare Krishna, Suvinaya Nityananda Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji. Are you able to hear me, Prabhu?
Dandavats. Yeah, yes, Prabhu. Dandavats Pranams.
Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji. Prabhuji, may I request you to turn on the video, Prabhuji, please. Okay, yeah. Hare Krishna devotees, Dandavat Pranam. Welcome to Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Today we are very fortunate to have the association of His Grace Suvinaya Nityananda Prabhu, who will be sharing the nectar and enlightening us from the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto number 5, chapter number 2, sloka number 10 and 11. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Prabhuji, over to you, Prabhuji.
Start off with prayers.
Adjust your camera a little bit. I think you are not fully shown up in the... Yeah, this is fine, Prabhuji.
Start with the Narayanam Namaskrityam Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupam Kadavahim Dadati Swapadayam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Shri Guru Vaishnava Shri Rupam Shakrachatam Sahaganaraghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Shatvaitam Shavadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Pada Shri Vishakhanvitam Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dhinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripye Pancha Kalpatarupascha Krupa Sindhu Devacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Namaha Nama Pankajanabhaya Nama Pankajamalini Nama Pankajanetraya Vishnupadaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Shriyanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Devarine Nirvishesh Paschatdeshatharine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Pancha Narayanam Namaskrityam Navanchaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jayamutire Ashtapayeshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Karoti Vacham Shri Vikaranam Paramanandam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Vasudevaya. Welcome all devotees to Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. I offer wonderful thanks to all the devotees who have given opportunity for speaking Bhagavatam and getting purified. We will be reading today Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th canto, 2nd chapter, sloka 10 and 11. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Bhagavatam 5.10 Vacham param charana panjara tititrinam brahmana aram shavanam tubhim labdha kadamba ruchir mitanka bimbe yasyam alata vacha valkalam te. Translation. Oh Brahmana, I can simply hear the tickling of your ankle bells. Those the three birds seem to be chirping among themselves. I do not see their forms. I can hear how they are chirping. When I look at your beautiful her hips. I see that they are lovely, color of kadamba flowers, and your waist is encircled by a belt of burning cinders. Indeed, you to have forgotten to dress yourself. With lusty desires to see Purvachitti, Agnidhara especially gazed upon girls' attractive hips and waist. When a man looks upon a woman with such lusty desires, his gaze, her breasts, her waist, for a woman first attracts man to fulfill his sexual desires by beautiful features, by the beautiful slope of her breast and also by her waist. Purvachitti was dressed in fine yellow silk and therefore her hips looked like kadamba flowers. Because of her belt, her waist seemed to be encircled by burning cinders. She was fully dressed, but had become so lusty that he asked, "Why have you come here?" We'll read off next sloka also, and then come to the 10th sloka, 11th sloka. Kim sambratam ruchirayor vija shringaye sote madhye krishno vashi yatra drishi shrita me runah surabir atma vishana idre Enashamam subhagame surabhi karoshi. Translation. Agnidra then praised Purvachitti's raised breast. He said, "My dear Brahmana, your waist is so thin, yet with great dignity you are carefully holding two horns, carrying two horns to which my eyes have become. What is filling those two beautiful horns? You seem to have spread fragrant red powder over them, powder that is like rising morning sun. Most fortunate one, I beg to inquire where you have gotten this fragrant powder that is perfuming my ashrama, my place of residence." Agnidra appreciated Purvachitti's raised breast. After seeing the girl's breast, he became almost mad. Nevertheless, he could not recognize if Purvachitti was a boy or a girl. For the result of austerity, he saw no distinction between the two. He therefore addressed her with, "O Brahmana." Yet, why should a Dvija, a Brahmana Bari, wear horns on his chest? Because the boy's waist was thin. Agnidhara thought he was carrying the horns with great difficulty, and therefore they must have been filled with something valuable. Otherwise, why should he carry them? When a woman with waist is thin and her breasts are full, she looks very attractive. Agnidhara, his eyes contemplated the heavy breasts of girl's thin body and imagined how her back must sustain them. Agnidhara imagined that her raised breast were two horns she had covered with cloth so that others would valuables within them. Agnidhara was very anxious to see them. Therefore, he requested, "Please uncover them so that I can see what you are carrying. Rest assured that I shall not take away. If you feel an interest in removing that covering, I can help you. I can uncover them to see what valuable things those raised on contain." He was also surprised to see the red foam, perfumed kumkum spread all over her breast. Nevertheless, improved with a boy, Agnidhara addressed her as her Subhaga, the most fortunate Muni. The boy must have been fortunate, otherwise, how simply by standing there wearing Agnidhara's entire perfume, Agnidhara's entire ashram. Radhaye Krishna Krishna Vedanta Swami. Okay. just Priyavrata has given his kingdom, all his sons, and has departed to forest for his renounced life. Agnidra, one of his sons, was made the king of Jambudvipa, and he was ruling Jambudvipa, and he ruled very well. He ruled very nicely, as though the citizens were his brothers and sisters. There was no problem. But there is one desire that he feels, that is, I should beget a son. So he goes to the mountains and start performing austerities to Lord Brahma. Lord Brahma sends Purvachit, the celestial beings, to Advitra. In that, where he was performing austerities, severe austerities. And the priest will learn how he was in doing yoga positions. He was half closed his eyes, and he hears or sees Purvachitti, then he gets attracted to Purva, and he starts flattering her to get her attracted to him. So this is in these two verses, Sukadeva Goswami is explaining how lust will easily overcome us. How lust will easily overcome us and take. If you remember, Agnitra was not an ordinary person. He was a powerful, intelligent, and a spiritual person. That was Priyavita, and he was a liberated soul already. So Agnitra got that very good lineage. Agnitra himself also had performed so many austerities. Here in the next sloka, Prabhupada is telling he had performed so much austerity, so he could not differentiate man and woman. What a great austerity, right? It is. If she cannot differentiate man and woman, there is no cause of sensual pleasures to come, because you see both as one and you cannot distinguish. That is a great quality to have. That's a great quality to have. They don't distinguish between a human body that is a male and a human body that is a female. For them, both are same, no difference. But for ordinary material men or women, this platform, what we see with our material eyes, hey, this is a male body, this is a body, this is a beast body, this is an insect body, whatever. This is a demigod, whatever. So in Bhagavad Gita, Shri Krishna says, Vidya Vinaya Sampanna Vihastini Suni Chaiva Swapakecha Pandita Samadarshina. But Pandita, Pandit is knowledgeful. By Vidya Vinaya Sampanna, by having knowledge, Vidya is knowledge, education. Vidya Vinaya Sampanna, Brahmane Kavihasti, Suni Chaiva Swapakecha Pandita Samadarshina. Whether it's Brahman, whether it's cow, whether it is elephant, so it's a big body elephant, or it's a small ant, or it's a dog, or even a dog eater. There's no difference for him. Similarly, for a Pandita, so they'll see all part and parcel of the God. They're all souls. So bodily aspect doesn't. Unfortunately, material men in material consciousness, if we keep our consciousness in material things still, then we start differentiating between the bodies. So that is the illusionary aspect of Maya, which is just made of Panchabhutas, earth, air, fire, and empty space, that is Akash. That is just when you see, when you bury a body or burn a body, all the body will not exist after a few years. So the earth portion that goes to earth, the water portion goes off to water, the fire portion goes off to fire, the ether portion goes off to ether, like that. Body just vanishes. But still, the mind thinks that, hey, this is body. We are the bodies. This is a female body, this is a male body, this is a dog body, this is an elephant body, and this is a dog eater body, this is a Brahmana body, this is a Vaishnava body. So, when we are in the bodily platform, that is when maximum lust. Agnidra had done a lot of things. Through his austerities, he had gained that power to see man as one. It's a great opportunity, right? It's a great, what is a benediction, actually. If you are able to see man and woman body, one, there's no distinction. That is, he also had this conviction, or he had this thing. He didn't distinguish between any body, even on man and woman bodies. He could not distinguish between bodies. He saw only this whole city. Many people in Bhagavatam, you can see, they could see the soul. But Agnidhara, in spite of having this vision of seeing the body as one, desired Purvachitti here. So, he did not know the distinction, actually. He was so engrossed in lust, seeing Purvachitti. He could not, he had that ability to not distinguish between women. He was addressing, usually kings talk to men and more. So he was addressing, hey, Brahmana, Dvija, Purvachitti, even though she was a female. She was in female body. So here in this 10th shloka is describing as the beauty of real beauty, the outwardly beauty of Purvachitti. And here Shukadeva is explaining one by one how the paraphernalia of a damsel or a celestial lady attracting Agnidhara. So Agnidhara is saying here, tinkling ankle bells. So the sound of ankle bells. See at all. Just hearing that sound, he is falling for us. And see the way, with those bells, the three birds seem to be chirping. So see the poetry, what he is telling. Hey, with the ankle bells inside there, the three birds are sitting and chirping. Although I cannot see their birds, but I can hear their chirping. See the beauty. And then he moves upwards and says, from the leg is where ankle bells are there, or the ankles. And then he moves on up and describes her hips. I see that lovely color of Kadamba flower, and he describes the waist and how it is. And so this is what, so part by part, he's explaining and flattering Purvachitti, just to attract Purvachitti and marry him. well, which is ultimately what's the purpose what poetry. But key thing here, what you should see is here is telling a woman can attract man or a man can attract woman, whatever it is. Such lusty desires, which who has lusty desires should be having lusty desires. He or she should be having lusty desires. Then there, especially the man is captivated by face, breast, and so Nidra had done austerities and still got attracted to this face, breast, and so lust is one which is very difficult. What is lust? Actually, we'll see what is lust. So lust is also known as kama. Is the only driving force that keeps in material world. If not for lust, then there is no incentive to stay in the material. It's a perverted reflection of love of God. Actually, we are spiritual beings. So originally we had love of God. Okay. But once this material world, that is where this love of God can perverted reflected as lust. So in Bhagavad Gita 3.37, Krishna says to Arjuna, it is lust only which is born of contact with material mode of passion and later transformed into wrath, all devouring sinful enemy of the world. So when the love of God is transformed, it turns into lust. Just like the milk, when it comes in contact with the sour tamarind or lemon, it is transformed into yogurt. Similarly, when our consciousness is in touch with this material mode of passion, material modes, it transforms into love of God, it transforms into lust. So, when a pure living entity contact with material world, the love of Godhead is transformed into lust. Just if a tamarind or lemon with milk, it is transformed into yogurt. Similarly, when the pure living entity comes in contact with material world, the love of Godhead in his heart is transformed into lust. That is what has happened here for Agnidra. So which makes living engaged and remain in this material world. Purpose of lust is make them eternally remain in this material world, attached to that lustful desires. So we see examples from Bhagavatam or some other Puranas or Upanishads. Here, great Munis also got captivated by the beauty of. So tinkling of ankle bells. In one case, so Vishwamitra once was not treated well by others of Vasishtha and desired, hey, as a king of the whole world, I don't have powers. What I need the powers of what Vasishtha have. I have a great army, but it was defeated by Shakti or Siddha Shakti of Vasishtha. How is that possible? Those powers, and he controls all his senses and perform Ghora Tapasya, performs very severe aspects, and becomes actually acquires most of the siddhis. Again goes to Vasishtha, but again it's then again he thinks of performing austerities and goes and sits in the forest. All demigods be afraid here if he gets so much severe austerity, then what will happen? He may have. So latest trouble is austerity. So it was Indra summoned up court and called Menaka and told Menaka, you go down where Ashtra is doing the tapasya and see if you can trouble him. Giving seriously, closing his eyes, regulating his breath, doing pranayama, all on the yoga thing. But Menaka did one thing. Just she made a sound with her bangles. And Vishwamitra fell down for that. Such a great Rishi, such a great Rishi who had performed all the austerities. Vishwamitra fell down from it. He rejected or he out from his austerity, he left his austerity, came to Menaka and started enjoying. Both started enjoying each other. Enjoy for thousands of years. Then Vishwamitra realized, what am I doing here? Why I had come for the first purpose? Why I had come for a purpose? And still, I got entangled in this. Shame on me. Then immediately he leaves to perform the austerity and get to the siddhis and no goes off. Learning here is how even if you sit determined with austerity, following the yogic method, whatever, this is sitting in our heart. It waits for an opportunity. And once that opportunity comes, it takes over us. Similar example, another example it's stated in Bhagavatam is Yayati, who's marrying Devyani. So Devyani's father really tells Yayati, wants Yayati, you are a lusty person, first of all, and you are a king. So accept my daughter, venture into other ladies. Otherwise, you will suffer a lot. I'm a great Muni, I may curse you also. In spite of knowing that, and Devyani was not an ordinary lady, actually. Devyani was a very beautiful, very beautiful. And they started living together and lived very thousands of years. And every day, Ayati used to enjoy Devyani and Devyani used to enjoy Ayati. It was not like that they were separate. But Ayati, being known for his lusty desires, was attracted to Sharmista, who had come there as a servant or a dasi to Devya. So Sharmista was a daughter of a king, and Devayani and Sharmista were good friends. But due to some quarrel between Devayani and Sharmista accepted dasi. Otherwise, Devayani's father would rule the kingdom. But Yayati got attracted to Sharmista. They got united together. And this was Devayani came to know and she ran towards her father. Father, my husband Yayati cheated on me. He fell for Sharmista. That too, which lady? My rival Sharmista. What to do? And Devayani's father is a spiritual master of Aksuras. First, he would lose his, he will become an old age person. And he loses his potencies. See, such a drastic outcome Yayati Everything knew that he would face such a outcome, but he could not control the lust. And he fell for Mr. Right. So these two incidents teach us that that's very, 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 very powerful. It's very powerful. When the great Kshatriya and even the great Muni could not sustain that. What can be living beings like us? So lust cannot be lust cannot be won over. And that is what happened to Agnitra also. So just be strolling in the park in the Mandara Hills, near Mandara Hills, and our ankle bell sound attracts great king Agnitra. It's a great king. He's king of Jambudvipa, by the way. So it attracted him. See, just the sound of ankle bells attracted him. So that is where we should be very, very careful and avoid how to overlust. And even she was not naked, she was fully dressed here. But Agnitra was so much that he asked her, hey, why you have come naked? That means he was not seeing her dress, but he was seeing already her being naked in the mind. So continuing this, then again he moves upwards and start describing the Purvachiti's breasts and how well-shaped and how the perfume, the kumkum on her breast is so good that it is cleaning the entire ashram. It is best. So even though see that Purva Karma, Purva austerity is actually trying to hold him up, because he cannot distinguish between man and body. He had that austerity done. But it is not coming to, it is saying, hey, it is not man or woman, you can address the difference. He addresses this as Subhaga, Muni, but internally he is lustified. So lust is very, very powerful. Okay, one may question, if a living entity are part and parcel of Supreme, then why this living entity give up love of God and becomes lust? He becomes lust. So the answer is in living entities have partial independence. Supreme personality of God does not independent. Okay. So it is independent to enjoy separately. So if a living entity misuses the independence to live separately from Krishna, the service attitude is transformed to propensity of sense enjoyment, then it turns. We also say here, wanted to enjoy his own senses, sense gratification. Hence, he divorced, even though he had that austerity of non-distinguishing in the box. So one can see, for example, Chaitanya Leela, Haridas Thakur. Haridas Thakura was chanting around Sri Krishna. And due to his saintly nature, automatically the villagers are attracted. So all the villagers visiting and taking inspiration from Haridas. Chanting. And few envious people in the village, so LDRs and aristocrat people, got envious of Haridas. So why people are going to this saint, that to Muslims say becoming a Hindu? Why what is, oh, we are not being respected, we should defame him. That's what they think. And in that village, there will be a town, there will be a beautiful prostitute. It will be very beautiful. Okay, if anybody sees, any man sees, then definitely he'll be all attracted. Such much beauty she had. So, aristocrat villageman go there and tell, hey, they'll devise a plan. He can defame Haridas Thakur. If he unites with a prostitute, a saint is not supposed to unite with a prostitute. So, if he unites, then his saintliness is gone, then people will reject. That way he will become not popular, not famous. So, they ask this prostitute, go and seduce Haridas. So, first day, prostitute dresses herself and goes to Haridas Thakur's putin. And first day, it was first night, Haridas Thakur tells, hey, and then this prostitute comes and says to Haridas Thakur, I want you to satisfy me. Then Haridas Thakur, definitely, I'll satisfy you, but I'm chanting work. Please wait until I complete my chanting. Then we thought, okay, chanting is what? 5 minutes, 10 minutes, that's all I can wait. In front of Haridas Thakur keeps on chanting. 1 round over, 2 rounds over, 3 rounds over, 1 hour over. And she keeps on hearing her doses of morning. And then she gets up and says, hey, morning has come. I'll come next night. And she goes, same reason. Yeah, I'll complete my chanting. So next that, 2 or 3 happen and the same scene repeats. And then Haridas Thakur, then this prostitute, Haridas Thakur is a wonderful person. Nobody can make him fall. These village aristocrat people were wrong in asking me to make Thakur fall down. No, instead of making him fall down, I have risen up. I have got attraction chanting. I have got attraction towards holy name. And then take it from Haridas Thakur and start chanting. Hearing this pastime by Haridas Thakur even become more famous, even become more popular, even become more attracted to all the devotees and all the people. So this is what we saw an example of Agnidra or Vishwamitra here falling for a celestial moment. But we see Haridas Thakur, who was strongly attached and had that strong ruchi and faith in the holy name. He remained achala, unwavered towards. So that is the trick in overcoming lust. Naturally, we are all natural human beings in this earth. Of passion, ignorance, and goodness will act on us. Okay. Next, like Priyavrata, he was a detached soul. And he listened to the great demigod, accepted the life of a grihastha, and he got attracted. So Agnidhara was born because of Lasti, Priyavrata was infatuated by Lasti. Then again Priyavrata realized, again went back. Similarly, we should just hold the lotus feet of the Lord. Yes, here and there we may get some fluctuations and we may fall down. It's okay. That is the nature of this material world. We are not perfect. We are having 4 defects, right? We have senses, we have cheating propensity, we are in illusion, 4 defects. So, but it's okay to get, but we should, it's not okay to keep falling down and going that path. We should come back and do the lotus feet of the Lord, or just have that retreat for the holy name of God. When this lust cannot overcome us. Once lust cannot overcome us, then definitely we will be on path towards going towards Polokoban. This is the secret. Lust. Here, why this detailed description for Agnitara, how he got attracted towards Purvachiti is. This is how people get attracted. This is how, hey, you know. So now there are no Purvachittis. Maybe Purvachittis are not, but you have this demands in internet, in TV, in newspapers, in literature, these pictures of women half naked, or they show movies that really trigger your lust inside you, especially for the youth or even non-youth also. And especially if you go to international hotels, literature kept near bedrooms so that you get listening. And you have special channels to trigger thoughts. So this world is not conducive for devotional. Outer world is not conducive for devotion. It's very devotees. You make sure, hey, this world is not conducive. Be aware of that. And make sure you don't fall prey to them. So one is best is avoidance. If you can avoid it, it will be best. But even in some cases, well, you'll have to live in a hotel when you're traveling. And that, and even though there are some instances, say you see a literature or you see a movie, for that instance, it's then come back. Don't get fallen there. Like what Vishwamitra did. So, those are the examples, like what Agnitra is doing here now. He was in chanting Brahma. He was doing austerity for Brahma. He could have asked easily what his father asked, Narada. How to get discharged in the world? What is the right thing? But he asked something else he desired. And as I said, we should desire the right. Like prostitute desired a wrong thing, but went to a right person. She desired a wrong thing, but went to a right person, Haridas Thakur. So Haridas Thakur was able to guide her without touching her, could guide her into right. Similarly, we all know that a right person, get approach a right association of devotees, right association of spiritual master, right association of spiritual literatures. Then, yeah, here and there, not telling you'll not fall down at all. We are practicing to come to spirituality. We are not perfect yet. Actually, I'm not perfect. So, but it's important to keep moving in that direction under the shelter of literature, spiritual master, devotees. So if we keep marching that, then the lust will be over that much severely hitting us. It may try one or two times, but you again fall down and again come back, then the lust will not. Then lust get transformed into love of God. So that is the learning here in these two slokas. Lust is very powerful. It can overcome us, even though we were previously, even though we are previously doing very much austerity, even though you're doing, but one moment is enough. One Purvachitti is enough. So it is gone. One Menaka is enough, it is gone. In case of Haridas Thakur, they have said, but Ajamila, that was a story, right? So, like that, it was there. But now, strongly adhered to the feet of lotus feet of Lord Krishna, association of devotees, take the instructions, spiritual master, read regularly, dust will not come. That is what I learned. With this, I end my class here. Take any question. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Suvinaya Nityananda Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji. Thank you for a wonderful presentation. It's very sensitive topic, but it's very, very important topic for the practicing sadhakas. And you very beautifully presented, how lust is actually um, uh, impacting even the great munis and rishis, and how they have actually fallen down from their position and then realized. So you also quoted various stories from our itihasas and puranas. Quoted the example of how great munis, rishis like Vishwamitra Muni and King Yayati, has fallen down from their position. Thank you, Prabhuji. And also you have mentioned how should we overcome this. We have to keep on trying, take the shelter of our sadhu sastra and the association of devotees, and keep trying from our side. I think, also you mentioned that lust is a perverted reflection of Supreme Personality of God's love in this material world. So if we transfer our lust to love of Godhead, then we will be able to overcome. So it was a very nice presentation and class, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. And I have unmuted the lines of devotees. You may please, unmute your mic and then share your question.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Namaskar.
Prabhu, very nicely presented, Prabhu. This last, how it is there and how to overcome. You have nicely presented. Thank you very much, Prabhu. Very wonderful presentation, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna devotees, any other questions or comments?
Oh, very nicely presented, very simplified, and you applied aspect of it you taught us. Very nice, Prabhu. Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna.
Okay, Prabhuji, I think there are no other questions or comments. I think we can end today's presentation session with Vaishnava Pranam, Prabhuji. Vancha kalpata rubhyasya kripa sindho bhyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। जय गौर प्रेमानंदे, हरि हरि बोल। Hare Krishna devotees, I will be ending the Zoom session. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you once again.
Thank you very much.